Are you tired of hauling watering cans back and forth only to see your plants still withering away by the sun's intense rays? Have you become entangled and trapped by never-ending irrigation hoses? Is your water bill making you think twice about starting that vegetable garden? Then we have the solution. This new and improved product is made of state-of-the-art nanofibers that not only trap moisture and protect the soil from excessive heat, but it is 100% biodegradable, improving soil fertility and texture. It's called Mulch! And for 3 easy payments of
Mulch has so many benefits, it may seem too good to be true, especially since mulch can be obtained for free. If you have not been mulching, now might be the time to start. We'll see why. I'm Siloe Oliveira, and I'm striving to create low-maintenance, sustainable systems for food growing in my suburban homestead. Previously, you have seen me planting seedlings. I had started indoors into a hugelkultur bed. I had constructed and fertilized. And although it would seem that the only thing I have to do now is wait for harvest time, while watering the garden as it grows, I would rather do more of the waiting and less of the watering. So there is one more missing part to this planting process that I feel is essential, and without it, you could be setting yourself up for failure. Mulching. What is mulch? It's any matter that you cover the soil with. So it could be wood chips, dead leaves, grass clippings, even rocks and gravel, or synthetic pellets like shredded tires. Although I would never recommend using synthetic mulches. I'm using grass clippings I collect after the lawn is mown. Number 1 reason to start using mulch? Water. A 1 to 3 inch layer of mulch can dramatically increase the water content on the top layer of soil. It shields the soil from the sun's rays, preventing the evaporation of moisture. Because of this moist environment, more roots grow in the top layer of soil, which happens to usually be the most fertile zone, giving your plants a boost in growth. Ensuring enough mulch is somewhat of a challenge, but by looking at your surroundings with new eyes, you may find great sources for cheap or free mulch. I'm scavenging. There's a public parking lot across from my house with grass around it that is mown every 3 to 4 months, just when the grass is big enough that it creates beautiful hay. I wait for it to dry for a few days, then I go out with a wheelbarrow and rake to collect this precious, albeit overlooked resource. This is reason number 2 for using mulch. To use materials that would otherwise be treated as refuse, something people are accustomed to collect, to tidy up their lawn and throw away, as a beneficial resource. Other possible mulch sources could be straw if you live in rural areas, or wood chips from a tree service company if you live in the city. Fallen leaves can also be used. I like to use grass clippings, not only because it happens to be a more abundant resource where I live, but because, unlike wood chips, it breaks down faster, improving the soil texture and feeding it. This would be reason number 3. As mulch breaks down, it increases the amount of organic matter in the soil, making it less compact, easier to work with, and easier for roots to grow. If you're using leaves or wood chips, it is better to let them break down for at least a year. Freshly fallen leaves are high in lignin and thus take more time to break down. They tend to create a compacted impermeable layer that, from my experience, ends up attracting lots of slugs. Fresh wood chips can rob nitrogen from the soil as its carbon-rich matter starts to decompose. Here's a very important tip. Never use leaves or wood chips from black walnut trees and its family, including pecan, butternut, and bitternut, as they contain the chemical compound called juglone that stunts the growth of other plants. I apply a good blanket layer, about 2 inches thick, to ensure good moisture retention. The stable moisture right in the root zone of plants will increase the amount of life in the soil, bringing up more earthworms that fertilize the soil with their castings and increasing the population of beneficial fungi, protozoa, and bacteria that break down nutrients for plant absorption.
a protozoa and bacteria. Well, Sonny, I'll tell you of a time when your forefathers colonized this land. See, there was no mulch. You young kids have it good. Those were terrible times.
Look, Grandpa.
Oh no, it's the sun. It burns.
This increase of beneficial life forms in the soil is reason number 4 for mulching. As for reason number 5, by protecting the soil from rain and irrigation, not only you prevent erosion and soil compaction, you also diminish the prevalence of certain fungal diseases like early tomato blight. Fungal spores hide in soil and are lifted to leaves as water drops splash up. This may seem to contradict the old idea of cleaning up all debris from your garden and keeping the soil bare to minimize disease. Although there is truth to that, as certain bugs and diseases overwinter in garden debris, and sometimes breaking the life cycle of pests by clearing the land can help stem outbreaks. By taking a more hands-off approach and imitating nature, where productive soils are always covered, we can achieve good results fighting pests through biodiversity. Increasing the population of beneficial and predatory life forms can help control pests. The goal is to get to equilibrium, and of course, you will end up losing a crop here and there, but you will end up gaining a lot more. The 6th and final reason, which happens to be one of the most important if you want to establish low-maintenance gardens, is that mulching drastically reduces the amount of weeds. By keeping the soil covered by a couple of inches of mulch, weed seeds in the soil are shaded out and are less likely to sprout. And if you combine mulching with the concept of planting closer together, you'll barely have to weed, and you will not have to water so often. I've sown, cleared, dug, fertilized, planted, and mulched, and now all I have to do, besides occasional watering, is to wait for harvesting. By following these simple techniques, you too can try to start growing more of your own food, even if you've never done it before. Now is the time to start. Join me next time to learn practical tips to growing lettuce, and don't forget to subscribe to Suburban Homestead.